Hello, my wonderful doll loving friends. This is Annie from Annie's Playhouse. So we're still in Ivan's high-rise apartment, like from my last video. So it's time to tear down this diorama. These dioramas that I create for you are usually very temporary. I usually just make them for that particular video. And if I really like them a lot, then I'll take elements from it and I will put it into my doll room and make a permanent diorama out of it. But usually my space there is smaller than this. It's maybe, I forget how many inches, but it's a little bit smaller than this space. And of course, I only have limited space there too, although I am fortunate that now I have my own doll room, which is really, really, really special, I know. So anyway, you showed some interest in my diorama and also how I made this little lamp. So I thought I would just kind of deconstruct this diorama with you and let you know a little bit more about the items that I used. So of course, this is my beautiful Ivan, the Scandinavia bodybuilder. I love this doll so much. And he was the He-Man, of course. He's still drinking that nice martini. I will change his hands. Thank you, Charisma Doll, for encouraging me to do that. I sort of, she does it on her video, and I haven't seen people actually do it that much, but it's just scary for me, and, as much as I love seeing other people do it, it scares me to do it, but I will. I'm going to do that as soon as I can. It's been just a busy couple of weeks, and I don't know, it just seems like I've been busy this whole year. But anyway, back to Ivan's apartment. So, Ivan, I'm going to ask you to just step aside a little bit, and let's see. Maybe we can see a little bit more of the apartment this way. So, as I mentioned in the video, these little chairs, which are just the cutest thing ever, I believe they're close to $12 a piece now on AliExpress, but I got them on a promotional deal. I tried to look it up, and I think I paid about $6.50 for each one, but I couldn't. They're so complicated with their system that I couldn't quite find exactly what I paid for them. But, I got a really good deal, and that's why I got them. I thought they were sort of like a really nice modern look, and I thought it would be really nice for my male dolls. So this is what the chair is like, and then this sort of cushion goes into them. And I did see Charisma Doll with something similar, where she made fresh pillows or inserts for doll furniture. And what a good idea that is. I mean, I really like this sort of gray, I think oatmeal would be really good in this. But what a good idea to do that. So thank you, Charisma Doll. You have so many wonderful ideas, and I love her channel. You guys really need to check it out. She's got amazing and very unique content, and she's funny. I always get such a kick out of her. Okay, and then these little tables I've had for a long time. I keep them in a little permanent diorama in my doll room. They are from the dollar store, and what they are, or I guess candle holders that go like this, and I guess you put the candle in here. And when I saw them, of course, right away, I saw end tables. So I have a triangular one and a rectangular one. Of course, I wish I had gotten more. They were only $1, maybe $1.25, and they are fantastic. So this little lamp is from, I think it's a Gloria playset. I'm pretty sure, but it's just from sort of a Barbie style, a 1/6 scale playset, so you can't really purchase that separately. These panels, these beautiful paintings. So I have like 3 of them, counting this one. They were like $1, maybe $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. And then also, so I just put them, I used poster board to put them onto my backdrop, which is just foam board with those stick and peel panels that you can get at the dollar store. So I probably used my 3, 4, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 of those panels, and they're $1.25 each. And then the windows, as you probably know if you follow my channel at all, that I'm kind of a lazy crafter. I just can't, I don't know exactly what it is, but I have trouble cutting really thin little strips out of foam core and cardboard. I don't know how Froggy stuff and my miniature things do it. I just don't think I have the patience, or I am not sure, because I am quite patient with certain things, creating certain, like cake decorating, and I have patience, but not with that. For some reason, I can't get the clean cuts. I mean, if you saw the edge of this foam core, maybe I can actually show you. It's very uneven. I'm just not, see right here? It's not a clean cut. I mean, it's fine for this. It doesn't show. But if I were going to do little windows like that, it would really matter. So I am probably capable of it. Maybe it's just laziness. I'm not really sure. But for me, these work. And so what I do is I have these pieces that I get from my son Tyler. He's a gamer, and when he pops the game pieces out of these, it's a really high quality cardboard. Look how cool these are. So when he pops these out, I've asked him to save these pieces for me. And like, I'm dying to use this one. I think it's so cool. It might even work without being painted in some kind of an art studio or art gallery setup. I don't know, because I love the colors of it. But usually, like in a case like these, I use these. So I have 2 more of those panels. I almost made one for the side over here, but I didn't think it was really going to show. So what I do is I just color that in with a Sharpie. I just use the wide edge Sharpie. And then I go on the internet and I go on Pixabay.com. So it's Pixabay, Pixbay.com, and it's a wonderful photography site that is free and royalty free, and you can just sign up, and I've been using them for years for images. So, I just typed in I don't know, like city, I don't know what a high-rise city, I don't know what I put in, but I just, keep punching things in till I get the photo that I want, and then I print it out, and I print it out on like brochure paper, which is a little bit glossy, so that I don't have, so it kind of looks like if the light catches it, it could look like there's glass there. But of course you could use, the acetate from doll packaging. There's a bunch of things you could do. You could add window frames and that sort of thing. For me, this works. It gives you the feeling of what I want in his apartment, and it works for me without crazy amount of work for a very temporary diorama. And then let's see what else. Oh, the flooring. This is really cool flooring. I don't know if you saw it, but it is just scrapbook paper, and I found one that's called Surfaces, and I think that I ordered it from Michael's online. I saw Froggy Stuff had this paper at one point and mentioned it, and then I grabbed several books of that scrapbooking paper so that I would have enough if I needed, floor to cover flooring and so forth. And that's just laying on there. It's not glued on or anything because, as I said, it's a temporary arrangement. So then I think I mentioned this little, let's see, here we go. I mentioned this little console, I guess it would be called. So I'll bring it a little closer. This is also from Temu, and it comes with this little TV that I just got a photo of. This is Beyonce, and you can snap a shot of anything you want. It's Beyonce at the Met Gala, and I wanted him to be watching Met Gala because he's an art lover, and so I just printed it out on my brochure paper and glued it on there temporarily. And then this is really cute. It has these little boxes that, I mean, might have that backwards, but I think I wanted it this way. But these are little drawers that come out. And again, I'm not sure. See, that's how it is on the other side. So you could put records in here, like little vinyl records or whatever you want. But I think right now this is going for around $12 as well with the TV. But I got it on a promotional price, so I'm pretty sure I paid less than that for it, but I really like it. And it's got that modern look that I wanted to go with this apartment. So then I think I mentioned that the column I got from a Bratz playset, and the statue is a beautiful Venus statue that I think I got from my mom. I forget where she brought it back from, but it was probably from one of the museum stores. So then, this adorable little set, who knows, I've had this for ages. It's just a little, like wine bottles. I added the wine glass, and it's got a little bucket of ice. I think the other wine glass fell down behind, but this makes a cute little prop. It's really adorable, and I just pop it in whenever, I need a little prop like that. And I thought that it's the kind of thing Ivan might have in his apartment. And then I'll get to this lamp in a minute. I got this probably from Temu as well. They have a number of different statues that you can get, and Ivan being an art collector, I thought he might have some statues like that. And then this little bureau is actually a two-piece that I got from the dollar store. So they have these every once in a while. They have them in different patterns. And unfortunately, by the time I got there were limited quantities and have different designs. But this is actually a very cool design. It's like a peacock sort of feather thing, and the drawers really work. I think I have these in backwards because of the way the pattern was. I thought it really worked well this way, but they are workable drawers. It's $1.25 each, so these two cost me $2.50. And then that brings me to the little lamp. So this is cute. I think maybe this sort of lamp cover would lend itself better to a sort of a ceiling light, which is what I originally purchased it for. But in this case, I wanted a little more modern lamp, and I was trying to figure out how to make a standing lamp out of it. Then I remembered that I had this really cool little structure, and it was very sculptural. So I thought, okay, that's going to work for Ivan. So I'm going to show you how I made this. So I'm going to just shut this off now. It's got a little switch in the top, and it's battery operated because I don't want to waste the batteries. But I'll show you how I made it. So I think that I found these lamps in Target. And so this is what they looked like. This is how they came. And the minute I saw it, I thought, okay, this is a perfect ceiling lamp. It's really great, 1/6 scale for a ceiling lamp. And I was working on a restaurant diorama, and I thought, wow, this would be, if I can figure out how to exchange this bulb, which is obviously too big, this would make such a cool ceiling lamp. And I had no idea how I was going to do that, but I think it was like $1. You know, when you're sort of leaving Target, they have these areas where they have very inexpensive things. I think that's where I grabbed it from. And when I was putting together this diorama, I was thinking, oh man, like, wouldn't that be cool if I could figure out how to make this work? And I didn't even realize that it did twist off. So look, it twists off. And then this big bulb comes out. So that was such a cool revelation. And then I was like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna make this work? And let me see if I have them here. So I remembered that I had these little glass bowls, I guess they are. So these I got around Christmas time. I was watching Victoria's Doll Hangout, and that's another fun channel. Carla is, she's here in Maine, actually. One of the ideas she had as a project for her 12 Days of Christmas was creating snow globes for Barbies. And she made a series of really cute snow globes. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to make those. Well, by the time that, these arrived, she had a link, I think, on her channel. It was past Christmas, or I didn't have time to make them. I don't remember. But look, it's the perfect size to fit in here. So what I did was I put these glue dots. These come in little strips. Whoops, something stuck on this. But anyway, it comes in little strips. And I figured this is sort of, it's somewhat temporary. Not that I would ever need to take this, apart, but it really works better than actually gluing things down sometimes. It's a strong hold, and if you need to take it apart, you can. And if you need a little extra cushion on your project, it gives you that, or a little extra thickness. So I just took these strips and I attached it to the edges of this little bowl. Let's see if it's a little bit tricky. It doesn't really want to let go. But here we go. I'm going to I think it can use one more. I think I used maybe 3 on that one, but I think 2 is more than enough. Let's see which one is the sticky part. I think it's this one. Okay. You just press it in. Oops, did that work? Oh, it stuck to me. Okay, let's see if I can get it off my finger and onto this little bowl. There we go. All right, hopefully that's right. And then these little wires are so cool. They've got tiny little lights on them. Let me see if you can see what I'm doing. Yes, you can. Okay. And so we're going to, now you could be fancy with this, and if you wanted to create a little design, maybe we should do that. I just kind of pushed it in the last time when I was making it, but we could be a little bit fancier and actually, whoops, let me put this down for a second. Now, if I put it down, it's going to stick to something. I think if I kind of wrap it around my finger, I could make like a little spiral. That might be cool looking. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's better to be loosey-goosey. I don't know. Sometimes you have to just try a couple different things. All right, let's get that bulb back. and slip it in there. So this was just kind of like one of those random, like, eureka moments where I was like, I just really wanted to do it. It was like, I need this little light. And I think sometimes when you have a desire to do something, you can figure it out. Yeah, I don't know if I like that spiral. I think it's better when it's a little bit more random. So when you have a desire to do something, at least that's how I am, I seem to always figure out a way to do it. And I just hunt around because I have so much stuff that I usually have on hand whatever I need to make whatever is in my head. I just have to figure out where, or remember where I stored certain things or where I put them and get my hands on it. Once I have my hands on it, I can usually create whatever I want. But man, sometimes I pull all-nighters doing this stuff sometimes because I know I have it. I know all of a sudden it's in my head like, oh my God, I have these balls. They'll probably work. And look, it is actually the perfect size. So those glue dot strips, work pretty well. Now, different kind of glue would be just as good or probably better because this is adding a little extra thickness. And of course, this is glass. I think it is. It feels like glass, but maybe it's not. But I have to be careful just in case it is. I don't want to cut myself. Okay, so it's in there. And then it's got this little protective piece that you have to pull out. Those are always so tricky for me. And that's what, enables it to turn on. And we're going to turn it on. Whoops. I hope it works. Sometimes these things, you know how they are. Yeah, this is not, no, it doesn't want to turn on. I probably should have checked the battery first. There it is. There it is. It works. And then this piece I got, I don't know, for pennies really, at the my local thrift store. The thrift store here is not very good. I never really find Barbies or anything. But these were with some doll stands. And I think it's an ornament holder, like at Christmas time, or I don't know, you could probably hang crystals or whatever you want from it. But I grabbed them because I knew I'd find a way. I thought of using them as wig holders, I believe. So see, and that's the little lamp. That's how I made these little lamps. So now I have two of them. So I don't know if I'm going to leave them on these little ornament holders or if I'm going to use them as, in a restaurant, like I could hang them from the ceiling and it could be a restaurant lights. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them, but I'm thrilled to have them. They're working lights and they're really cool. So, it just makes me happy. You know what? It makes me happy that I figured it out. I'm generally a creative person and I just get such a kick out of being able to create a vision that I have. So that's all I can say about that. So I guess that is it for today. I thought about trying to exchange Ivan's fist on this video, but I think I'm going to wrap it up. And, this kind of gives you an idea of how I created this diorama. So basically, it probably cost me between $25 to $30 to create this scene. And of course, these are all pieces that I reuse. They're not just for this particular diorama. These end tables I've been using for, probably over a year in one of my permanent dioramas. And then I love these. I probably will recreate this apartment in my doll room with maybe different wall space, because this again is just a foam core. I also have another design backdrop on the other side of it so that I can use it both sides. And that's how I kind of save money by having, multi-purpose things. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoy this little video just to see how I create this diorama. And okay, so I found our Ivan a new spot. I moved the temporary diorama to this little more permanent one, and Kit is here visiting him. So I think it's pretty cute. I got let's see, what have I changed? Oh, I found a sort of column there that my son Attila and his wife brought back from Greece, and so Kit is also having a martini. So this is going to be Ivan's new home, at least for a while. And I'm just going to move up to give you a little treat. Here are a couple of my black beauties. They're just so lovely. And I love their little apartment. It's so cute. And then above them is Kendra's little black dress boutique, and there's Rebecca shopping. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I haven't forgotten you, Hillary. I promised you a mermaid diorama video, so that one's coming up, I promise. So please take care of yourself and those you love. Enjoy your hobby, and I send you my love.